and keto grits. Let's talk about Tabitha Brown and Wendy Williams feud, because I have some stuff to say.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on.
What is going on, y'all? I have been paying attention to this Wendy Williams and Tabitha Brown. Can we call it beef, considering that Tabitha Brown is a vegan? What would you call this? Impossible beef? Because it really is impossible for this to happen. Like, for those who do not know, Tabitha Brown did a video and she talked about her husband pursuing his dreams. He's been a police officer for the LAPD for what, 15 something years? Like it's been more than a decade. And Tabitha Brown has been growing. She's a successful influencer. Her brand is strong. She's successful. She's making the money. And she's just like, you know, my husband doesn't need to work. And I don't mind, you know, paying the bills. And he pursue and find what he wants to do that makes him happy, because I'm pursuing my dream. And, you know, she said that God blessed her and, you know, got her to where she's at. So now she's willing to share that. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's a beautiful thing, and I think it's nothing wrong with, you know, the breadwinner, you know, saying, hey babe, I done got it, like I'm doing good. You know, you do what you want to do. Like, I'm good, like you do what you want. I want to see you happy. And I think, I think like that too. Like, I don't necessarily need somebody to be on the same, like, financial, what's the name with me, because I know capitalism is beating us all up. So if I'm doing good and my babe wants to do some stuff, and I don't want them working a job that they hate, and like, you know, I don't want that. Everybody's different. Wendy Williams, you know, I felt like she was projecting. Wendy Williams was talking about, you know, her issues with her ex, Kevin, and how Kevin was basically doing her in, was having children and having women, using her money. We saw of it in the documentary. Saw Wendy break down in the documentary and talk about these things, and was like just broken hearted. I think she was definitely projecting with Wendy. So I definitely think that Wendy was projecting the things that she experienced into what would happen with Tabitha. And I'm just like, I don't think these are the same thing, Wendy. I think if anything, Tabitha's man has more respect for her, because during the whole, you know, time of Tabitha Brown, like doing herself, there's not been any stories or anything. Like, sis, like Wendy, you were out here, you only really started to like dismiss Kevin once it came to the light and everybody else started to talk about it. Like, you became the trending hot topics. It was us walking up to our chairs talking about your marriage more than you were comfortable with, and you were spiraling. So I think you were projecting. Now that I got that out the way, I do want to talk about Tabitha Brown. And I think that Tabitha Brown is a very sweet person. I think she means well. I think she's a good-hearted person. But this beef has shed a light on Tabitha Brown, to me, and something that I've already had seen, and something that I've already talked about several times in other videos, and that's this toxic positivity. It's where people like project or give this image as if they're all positive love, and you know, all of it. Ooh, sounds like somebody. Just all knowing, all I'm not getting into it, but just all like but just all positive and just light and all of that. And Tabitha Brown responded to Wendy Williams, and she didn't necessarily like drag her. She just kind of just boasted and said, well, you know, I hope you find love. She gave her the old Christian church woman read, and everybody went up for it. And I'm just like, the read really didn't give me anything. It was something I'm used to hearing. Maybe because I grew up in the South and I'm kind of used to like older black women doing that. And I think a lot of folks have turned Tabitha Brown into a caricature, to be honest. I think we kind of sometimes do that, and I think I've seen a couple of folks talk about that they did not. I remember Deshaun talking about, and I hate to bring them into this conversation, but I remember that Deshaun said they were nervous about Tabitha Brown becoming a caricature, because that's sometimes what happens with like black women who are like mainstream and all the other stuff. Like they felt like that was going to happen, and I can kind of see it. I can kind of see it now. Tabitha Brown has, you know, clapped back, and she did her video, and she was just like, I wish, you know, you well, and I hope you find the love, and da da da. It was giving basically like, I got a man, my man loves me, and I hope you find it. Which is that kind of it's like that misogyny type of play, like you ain't got no man type of situation. It's just like, you don't need a man to be happy. You don't need a man to be happy. You don't need to be in a marriage to be happy. I know a lot of folks who are married, who were married, who were truly unhappy. So it really doesn't mean anything, but it's just this thing that we talk about as if the ultimate goal for a lot of women is, like talking about black women, is to get married. Like, you need to be getting married. Don't matter if you ain't married, it don't really matter. Wendy Williams is probably like living the best years of her life without being married to anybody. Her years with Kevin, you know, were trash. They were trash, so I'm glad she ain't got no man, to be honest. But Tabitha gave her that smooth read, and everybody was here for it. I was just like, it didn't do anything for me. For me, Tabitha Brown could have just ignored it. Like, that's what Tabitha Brown image is. Like, that's what Tabitha Brown gives. Like, I'm positivity, I'm all that other stuff, and da da da. Like, Tabitha could have just come on her and just said, hey girl, like, you know, like, what, you know, me and my husband have been together, we're gonna support each other, move on. But the way Tabitha responded with that read, Tabitha felt like that Wendy Williams was fair game, because it's like, Wendy Williams is low-hanging fruit. You can drag her. Everybody knows Wendy Williams' story. Her husband cheated on, did all these other stuff. So it's low-hanging fruit for her to be dragging her. Like, she cannot read her, but people can know what it's being, like, what she's saying, what she means by it. It was very some kind of elegant shade that black women, or like older black women, have, but it's just like, it's still fueled in misogyny. Like, it's just, you're a single woman, I hope you find the love. Like, Wendy Williams might not ever find a man. There's a lot of women who probably won't ever find a man or a partner. That don't mean that they don't equate or whatever. They just need to love themselves. And that's what's important. So, you know, Tabitha's read, you know, the girls went up for it. Like, people loved it. It didn't really do anything for me. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with Tabitha taking care of her man. But I'm gonna get to the real tea. Like, we're not taking care of her man, but kind of just like, you know, my man has supported us in this relationship, now I'm gonna support him. Now, I'm gonna really get into some real stuff, because I think the real thing is, and I've been seeing the conversation, Tabitha Brown wants her husband to quit the LAPD is because it's bad for her image, it's bad for her brand, period. Like, Tabitha Brown has been, like folks have been eating her up about like, hey girl, it's giving F12, it's giving the police. How are we gonna be sitting here supporting you, and then your husband works for an institution that's literally like putting black folks in prison and abusing black folks? Like, you are a part of the system that we are abolishing. So like, Tabitha Brown can't be on the black, you know, oh, like auntie and da 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 and this and that. She gonna get ate up. Like, because the folks who are, like, a lot of folks who were gassing her and loving on her were black folks, it was a lot of black queer folks, a lot of black folks who believe in progressive, so-called progressive ideas of abolish the police, abolish this, like, these things that, like, hey, these systems are harmful to black and brown folks, and we need to get rid of them. And her husband, ain't no telling what her husband, I'm not accusing him of anything because I don't know, I'm not looking at his records, but he was a police officer. And that is a stain on him forever. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's just what it is. Like, you are part of the system that really, like, incarcerates black folks. I don't care how nice you are still a part of the system. And that's why he had to quit. Tabitha knew that, like, girl, you got to find something else, because this ain't gonna give it. We're gonna be out here, you know, selling this picture perfect life, then you gonna have to get rid of, because the girls have been eating her up. Like, Tabitha's been getting ate up about that. Like, I've seen the comments, I've seen the tweets. She can't keep talking about some positivity and all that, and her man out here knocking protesters down. Like, what? Like, it's any day now. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I wouldn't be surprised if a couple years from now, or sometime from now, that there was an incident that her husband was a part of, that harmed a black person, and it comes to light. Somebody's going to go through that and find it. Like, it's just only a matter of time at this point. Like, it's just like, girl, we love you this week, this year, and then it's like, girl, what's it giving? Is this what it's giving? And I'm not saying he's done it, but I wouldn't be surprised over the course of his life, of him being a police officer for 15 plus years or whatever, there's probably something there. Not saying to go look for it, but I wouldn't be surprised, because police are the police, period. So I don't think that it's necessarily Tabitha telling her man to pursue his dreams. It's just like, girl, this is fucking up our image, it's fucking up our brand. And another thing is, I just don't take Tabitha Brown as this positive person. I think she's performing it, but I just don't know no person who considers themselves to be positive to come and just clap back at Wendy Williams instead of just ignoring it. I don't project myself to be a positive person. I'm giving very much in your face, telling you the truth. If you don't like to hear it, so what? So I was talking to my friend earlier about it, and she was just like, no, Tabitha, went in because she came for her husband. I was like, yes, and you talking as if it was you, but you don't promote yourself as, the keto queen or the vegan queen and all this other stuff and positivity and light, and I don't curse and this, and I don't do all of these things, I'm just and then you turn around and you around here, your fans are around here like all in Wendy's comment section dragging her and all that. Not saying that Tabitha's telling her to do it, but for her to post it and talk about it on Twitter, that's not positivity. So it's just like this toxic positivity is just people like portray themselves to be this positive thing, and then like y'all doing just as fucked up shit. Like y'all doing the same shit that the preachers and stuff in the church. It's positive for what you consider to be positive this week, but is it positive for everybody else? Like, what does that mean? So I don't think that Tabitha is spoiling her man or doing whatever. And I'm screaming, literally, I'm screaming. Like, I listen to her say, God has blessed us. God bless your man to get a job with the police department. That's some more toxic positivity for y'all. Your God literally bless your husband to have a job as a police officer, to be a part of the state, to be out here harming black and brown folks. That shit be so, that's what I be talking about. When folks like, God bless me. God bless you for, like, that's like somebody saying that God blessed me to be in the military. The military is the worst decision I've ever made in my life. I regret it. Yes, it has helped me out financially, some things, but I regret working for a system that is out here colonizing and vilifying and doing all sorts of stuff across the globe. That's a stain I can't wash. But girl, shit, no military stuff is in my house. I don't have anything except them checks they give me on the first of the month. Period. And them pills they paying for to keep me right and tight. Period. Come on, T-cells. But yes, like, I just screaming at Tabitha Brown saying that God has blessed her, blessed her husband to have a job. Your God is out here blessing you, your husband, with a job to be out here like doing what exactly? Because the way y'all be talking, like police officers be out here getting folks out the, getting cats out the tree and stopping parking and like directing traffic. Not LAPD, but their reputation. You can't be serious. You can't be serious. So that's what I want to get to. This was never about, like, this was about her image. And yes, she can spin it. She can spin it however she wants. But girl, your husband left the police force because it is affecting your brand. It looks bad. It looks bad, especially all the stuff that we've been through in 2020. And girl, they had you playing a police officer on Will and Grace, I think. Like, girl, and what's funny is Tabitha Brown will not be the thing that y'all want to. She is her own individual. You think that Tabitha Brown is gonna come out and be saying something like abolish the police and this and that? It's not giving that. This is why we need to be understanding that these folks are humans at the end of the day. Yes, they have a big following. Yes, they have these things, but they're human at the end of the day. And we can't be thinking just because they're out here doing all this stuff that they believe all the things that we believe in. You get to the very top by pleasing a lot of people and checking a lot of boxes and making people feel comfortable. Nobody is out here making folks uncomfortable doing all they are getting their ways to the top like that. So like, people be projecting all these things on Tabitha Brown, and we don't know anything about her, to be honest. And I think that her husband, being a police officer of that many years is very telling. Doesn't mean that she's an evil person. Doesn't mean we need to be throwing her away. It's just Tabitha Brown is not probably the progressive person that folks are trying to portray just because she's out here making vegan dishes and smiling and looking really cute on camera with a very soothing voice. Yes, she was beautiful and needed during the pandemic. She helped a lot of folks. But y'all have to realize that these people are human, and you can't be out here projecting how you feel about them, because they are not what they seem to be on camera all the time. Trust me, I've been around a few of them. But that's all our comments I have on this whole Tabitha Brown and Wendy Williams feud. This is a conversation. Light it up in the comments like I know you will. Tell me how you feel about it. Share the clips on Instagram, Twitter, and all those other things, and probably even TikTok. Maybe Tabitha Brown will comment on it. Until next time, I'll talk y'all later tonight. Bye.